everyone, welcome to our exam B. I'm back with our series with respect to what to study from the various acts, the law subjects if you are preparing and appearing for the various competitive law exams. So इसके पहले already मैंने कुछ videos लाए हैं जहाँ पे कि मैंने discuss किया है what are the important sections, provisions, concept which you have to study from the various acts like the Constitution अभी तक हमने discuss किया, Indian Contract Act किया, Specific Relief Act किया, Banking Regulation Act किया and so on. So in this particular video also I'll be taking up an entirely new act or subject which you have to study for your competitive exams and उस particular subject में आपको कौन-कौन से sections, provisions जो है important है आपको पता होना चाहिए from the exam point of view. But before we move ahead with our discussion, do remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you can stay tuned and stay updated. And in case if you have any questions, queries or doubt, you can reach to us through this email ID which is displayed on the screen या आप हमें कॉल भी कर सकते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर नंबर पे एंड आप हमारी वेबसाइट को भी जरूर से विजिट करें क्योंकि आपको वहां पे डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द वेरियस कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. सो डू रिमेंबर टू सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल, प्रेस ऑन द बेल आइकन, स्टे ट्यून्ड so that you can basically benefit yourself by going through these videos and seeing what are the important areas you need to specifically focus on in each of these acts or law subjects. Now moving ahead with our today's discussion. So आज हम इस particular video में discuss करेंगे what to study from the Transfer of Property Act. Again, this is one of those acts which you actually get in any of the competitive exams you are appearing for. So Transfer of Property Act is an important act from that point of view. Now moving ahead with what Transfer of Property Act is all about. So basically Transfer of Property Act जो है एक ऐसा law है which is laying down the various provisions with respect to the regulation of what? The transfer of immovable property and that too by the act of the parties. So it is laying down all the provisions with respect to that and it is basically covering the various types of transfer of immovable property. जब हम sections discuss करेंगे और देखेंगे क्या क्या important है तो वहां पे आपको दिखेगा जो types of transfer of immovable property है like the sale, mortgage, etc. So Transfer of Property Act is basically laying down the provisions with respect to the transfer of immovable property and that by the act of the parties. Now moving ahead with the important sections under this, you can see over here section 3 that is very important क्योंकि ये हमारा definition section है या interpretation section है. Then section 5 to 7 that is important because it is basically telling us what actually transfer of property means. अब transfer of property act है उससे related provisions हम देखने वाले हैं तो सबसे पहले हमें पता होना चाहिए what transfer of property is basically. So it has been defined under the act that you need to be clear with. Then what may be actually transferred that has also been laid down and who are actually competent to go ahead and transfer and all. So all these basic things have been covered under these three sections. So it is very important. Then section 10 is laying down provisions with respect to what conditions which are related to restraining alienation. And then हमारा section 13 and 14 basically lay down करता है provisions with respect to transfer which will be taking into effect for the benefit of the unborn person and the various rules related to or the rules against the perpetuity. Then section 19 and 21 is talking about the vested and contingent interest, what are these and the related aspects. Then section 25 is what is a conditional transfer and how that will be taking into effect and all that has been covered. Section 41 is talking about transfer by ostensible owner. So who is basically an ostensible owner, how the transfer will be taking into effect by that particular owner, that all you have to be thorough and clear with. Section 53 हमारा बात करता है part performance क्या है. So ये सारे जो sections है वो बहुत ही important है from the exam point of view. Now moving ahead, the further section which is important is sale. Section 54 में दिया हुआ है sale क्या होता है वो define है and that is very important. Then section 58 में आपका mortgage, what it is, who are the parties into it, what are the kinds of mortgage, all those have been covered. So 58 important है. Then section 60 is laying down provisions with respect to rights of the mortgager to redeem and वो important है. And section 67 is talking about the right to foreclosure or sale. So these are important. Now moving ahead, you can see section 91 and 92 is important because it is talking about the concept of subrogation and also about the persons who may go ahead and sue for redemption. So ये दोनों important है. Next is our charges, what is it and the various related aspects. Then section 105 to 108 ये पूरा बहुत important है section because इसमें जो है lease क्या होता है उसको define किया गया है, how that can be made, then what are the rights and liabilities of the parties, then the duration of certain lease etc. In case कोई भी रिटन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट या लोकल यूजेज एंड ऑल नहीं है तो क्या होगा. सो ऑल दोज एस्पेक्ट्स हैव बीन कवर्ड. सो दीज सेक्शंस आर आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन नेक्स्ट इज सेक्शन 110 to 112. सो 110, 111 एंड 112 इंपॉर्टेंट है, जहां पे की देयर आर रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट्स विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू लीज, यू कैन से, वेयर इन provisions are laid down with respect to exclusion of the day on which the term commences, then determination of the lease and waiver of forfeiture. So all these aspects related to the lease that has been covered, ये भी आपका इंपॉर्टेंट है. देन सेक्शन 118 to 121 इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि अगेन एक्सचेंज यहाँ पे डिफाइंड है, विच इज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, यू कैन से, अंडर द ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. देन व्हाट आर द राइट्स ऑफ द पार्टी हु हैव बीन डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ द थिंग विच इज रिसीव्ड इन एक्सचेंज. देन राइट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज ऑफ द पार्टीज, एक्सचेंज ऑफ मनी, द रिलेटेड प्रोविजंस. ये पूरा एक्सचेंज का कॉन्सेप्ट आपका इंपॉर्टेंट है, सो यू हैव टू बी थरो विद देम. नेक्स्ट अगेन आपका इंपॉर्टेंट है, सो आप देख रहे हो इसमें बहुत सारे सेक्शंस है ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट में, बट देन दीज आर सम ऑफ द सेक्शंस व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम द एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर एनी ऑफ द कॉम्पिटिटिव लॉ एग्जाम्स. सो अगेन गिफ्ट क्या होता है, हाउ द ट्रांसफर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द गिफ्ट कैन बी इफेक्टेड, गिफ्ट हाउ इट कैन बी डन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एग्जिस्टिंग एंड फ्यूचर प्रॉपर्टी, देन यूनिवर्सल डोनी, ऑल दीज एस्पेक्ट्स, दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जो कि आपका सेक्शन 122 से 128 में कवर्ड है. सो यू हैव टू बी अगेन वेरी थरो विद द एंटायर कॉन्सेप्ट, द प्रोविजंस related to it. And then transfer of actionable claim, that is section 130. So what is actionable claim, पहले उसका आपको मतलब समझना होगा. फिर how are the transfers with respect actionable claim that can be made and the related aspects, आपको then thorough होना है. So these are the things you need to specifically focus under the transfer of property act. So with this we come to an end of our today's discussion with respect to what to study from the transfer of property act. Stay tuned to our channel because I'll be coming up with further acts, law subjects, and I'll be discussing with you and I'll be telling you what are the very important areas, concepts, sections आपको focus करना है. So stay tuned to the channel and stay updated.